Yes, I'm going to give you some blue balls before the big reveal of the kitchen. Hi, I'm back. I'm here to see Foodie Beauty's Depression kitchen. It's not really a depression kitchen. It's a convenience depression kitchen. But anyway, we're going to watch it together. We're going to see her talk herself up sick, because she cleaned her kitchen. She cooked food and then had to clean the dishes. And she's so very proud of herself for being adult enough, mentally well enough to do this. Big props to Foodie Beauty for just doing the bare minimum. So let's watch it. Let's go. Couple of things. She's not utilising her space very well. She keeps buying more and more things. Does she use her oven to store any of her pots in? Because that's something people do if they've got low on space. The top of the fridge, you don't have room for decorations. Fuck your decorations off and keep your pots, your books, your non-essentials up on the fridge, and then keep the things that you absolutely have to have, like your kettle, maybe your cups, maybe your cloth, the essentials on your bench space. When you don't have bench space, you don't have time for or space for decor. I'm sorry. But I'm sorry, I need to defer to a trad wife because I'm not a trad wife. I'm just a person with some logic and has had the experience of having a terribly small kitchen that was absolutely obnoxious to use. That got to the point for someone who loves to cook, I love to cook, stopped wanting to prepare food in that kitchen because it was so horrible to use. It was actually smaller than the kitchen. We had a little tiny bit more bench space, but it was as useless a floor plan as this one. That's why I stopped cooking in it, because it was an absolute nightmare. So we would just had the most simplest. I used the microwave and I used the oven, but it was very simple dishes because I just hated it so much. Or it would be a full day of prep cooking and putting stuff in the freezer and reheating it. Because this is what would happen to my kitchen, but I couldn't leave it sit like this. I would have to clean it up every single day. It was a mission every single day to get it reorganized simply because of the bench space. Serving up, a nightmare, because your dishes were on the bench where you had to try and put your plates to serve every dish up. It was, terrible. But honestly, I think it was probably 2 or 3 days worth of just her not washing up and then ordering in and just not wanting to face it. That's what that kitchen looks like to me. And the candles for ambiance. What's the flavour of it? Champagne toast. That makes perfect sense. Candles burning on your stovetop. I mean, who doesn't do that? Maybe that's a TikTok trend to make your very simplistic looking, I don't know, POV looking stove there look romantic and nice and trad. Trad's the new aesthetic. Revolting. Have you ever heard the saying, that looks like a dog's dinner?
Guys, welcome back.
Whoops. If you look close enough, if we zoom in, you can just see the bacteria and the toxins and the E. coli just sitting on the top of it. I bet they haven't gone camping because she's got a runny bum. We can only cross our fingers and hope.
My ring is not around here.
Oh, damn.
Oh, well, I guess I took it off to clean and So I'm going to have dinner with you guys just a little bit and talk about, what you just saw.
She does realise that women do take their jewellery off to clean if they have like a setting with stones and diamonds and stuff in it, because sometimes hard labour and knocking them around in the sink can sometimes dislodge a stone. Not when it's cheap ass yellow gold that's as soft as shit. You've got no chance of chipping out non-existent diamonds. You're pretty safe to keep your wedding ring on when you're doing the washing up, Foodie. Your ring will be fine. It might get a bit dinted because it's so soft, and I mean, you can't make that thing look any uglier than it already is, but your specific ring is safe from hard labour.
Beginning. So, Bismillah, this is Nabolsi cheese. I don't get people who don't like olives, man. And here it is.
Ma'am, I don't get people who don't take their diabetes seriously and continue to eat mountains and mountains of rice. We've all got a difference of opinion, right?
The dreaded poisonous beef stew.
Yeah.
And my rice I made. You guys have to try that. You have to try cooking vermicelli noodles.
No, I'm not listening to any kind of recipe or cooking device from a woman who's prepared to eat rancid beef stew. Do you ever think you'd have a Jamie Oliver, Nigella Lawson, Gordon Ramsay sit down and go, it could be or could not poison me, but I'm going to eat it because it's potentially tasty? No, this is like kitchen nightmare food. Gordon Ramsay would be throwing this across the room going, no, I don't. That is the most revolting beef stew I've ever had in my life. After he's walked through the kitchen and discovered that it's been sitting out overnight. No, ma'am. No. No one's listening to your recipe ideas.
Now, I let my kitchen get into quite a state of disorder.
Shame, shame, shame. How shameful for a trad wife to let her kitchen get into such a state. Mortifying for a trad wife. Your reputation's taken quite a hit. -1,000 Aurora points.
That sometimes happens when I'm not feeling good, like mentally.
Bullshit. I call bullshit straight away. You had enough motivation to get up and walk your fat ass over to Starbucks to get your pumpkin latte cold brew. That wasn't available. Win. And then you got something else. You had enough motivation to get online and Google whether it was okay to have Starbucks and find out the entire history of Starbucks to justify it because you were boycotting and you wanted to make sure Starbucks was okay. You did that, but you didn't have the motivation to go and spay your cat. You find motivation around food, to prepare said food, but you don't find the motivation to take care of your home. Chantal was not exhibiting the trademarks of clinical depression over the last couple of days. She was getting online, she was giggling, she was making jokes, she wasn't even raging. She's doing all the things that somebody who was doing all right. But behind the scenes, the one thing she couldn't do was to wash a dish. I don't think it was depression. I just think it was sheer laziness. And you can call me out for that saying, oh, that's unfair. She's got mental health issues. Yeah, so do a lot of us. But this is a pattern of behaviour for Foodie. She'd be driving back and forth to see Cokie, going through drive-thrus, giggling, laughing, going out for the night, booking hotels, going back and forth. She could manage to do all that, but she couldn't keep a villa clean. I think Foodie is just a lazy person. She's not a person who values a clean home or a clean lifestyle. That is it. I don't believe it has anything at all to do with depression. She's a grub and she doesn't mind living in filth. That's it.
Depression-wise.
Bullshit.
Physically. Everything. Usually my mental health, if I get really depressed, affects my physical.
But this was what makes me think it's all just a shield, is the fact that she can turn it on an instant. Can't wash up my dishes, but I can go outside and walk up the street. You know what I mean? Like, she can turn it off, on and off like a tap. I know when I was severely depressed, there was no tap. There was no tap. It was just sheer will to have to get out of bed, to get up, to shower myself, to brush my teeth, to put clean clothes on. Wouldn't dirty a dish. Would have microwave meals or a sandwich that made no at times on those days where I couldn't do those things. I still had to get up, still had to go to work. I still had to take my son to school. I still had to make sure he was fed and cleaned. You know, we don't have a choice. Whereas Foodie can wallow in bed all day and nobody'd know the fucking difference. You know? It is all about sheer will. And it's not to say just get over depression, because I know you can't. Because if you could, you would. But Foodie picks and chooses the days when the depression meets her needs. And that's why I think it's absolute garbage and bullshit.
And keeping up with the most normal tasks.
But Foodie, you can get up and put lippy on and put a full face of makeup and turn your filters on, but you can't wash your dishes? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because you do the most abnormal, useless things. You waste your energy on those, but you don't put your very tiny little cylinder of increment of energy into anything that's important. You only put effort into the things that meets a base need, like food, or bolsters your ego. You're not doing anything that actually creates a nice lifestyle or a nice home for yourself. So that makes me think you're not a trad wife, and I don't think it's depression at all.
This feels unbearable. Like I literally cannot bring myself to move my body.
You come on live stream every single day. You literally come on live stream every day, once or twice a day, and you make videos. You are not behaving like a person who is in that level of depression. I'm sorry, you're just not.
I don't know how to explain it.
That's because it's not real. It's not true, and you don't understand it, and you're not affected by it.
If you have a bunch of kids and you have like a full-time job, I don't know how you do it.
And that's the point of it. Some of us do have full-time jobs. We have partners. We have pets. We have kids. For me, I had depression and anxiety. And I still had to do all the things I needed to do whilst dying inside. That's because there is something greater than myself that I have to think about. That's what you don't understand. Your life has been nothing but selfishness, thinking about you, and wallowing and hiding behind your shield of mental health. You don't have the coping skills. You don't have a motivation more than yourself. Mums and dads that are depressed that still get on and do the things, and people don't even realize how badly they are depressed because they are putting their own pain aside to make sure everybody else is doing okay. That's what you don't understand. And that's why people who are really, truly going through depression and have mental health issues watch you and watch you make all the excuses in the world while having all the luxury, privilege, time and resources, criticize you for just being so fake, for not getting help and using your mental health as a shield when you clearly are not really going through much at all. Because it comes and goes. Comes and goes.
I have to clean like the whole house and everything. But hats off to you. Times for us too.
That's because you're both pigs.
Just seems like, you know, overwhelming sometimes. But I always end up pulling myself out of my rut. You know, I tell my husband, who kind of grew up in a culture where it's like shameful kind of for women to be like,
I'm sorry. It's not so much shameful for women. It's shameful. If you had kids, that would be deplorable. That would be terrible to have a house where it's dirty, disgusting. It's terrible if you've got pets and you've got a house like that. Yuck. But it's not just shameful in the Muslim community or the Islamic community or the Western or Eastern or Middle East. It's shameful for any parents to have a home like that. It's not just Salah's culture where it's considered shameful. It's pretty much not ideal or not good or not, like, nobody's going to be like, yeah, your house is filthy, rock on. People are going to walk into a house or a kitchen like that and be like, are you okay? Do you need a hand? Do you need me to take you somewhere to talk to someone? Because clearly something's going on here. It's a cry for help. It shouldn't be shamed. But if I knew that person simply was just a lazy person and just didn't care if they lived in filth and that's just how they lived, I'd just like, oh, that's just Chantal. She's just dirty like that. No, I never drink out of a cup at her place. I will never eat food from her kitchen. No, we always eat out when we get together because, no, I don't want to have morning tea at her place. I would just be avoidant of going into that home because I just knew that person just was dirty. It's like, that's just how they are. But it's not looked down upon in just Salah's culture. It's pretty much every culture. Everybody would look at it and go, there's something wrong here.
To let their house get like that. But when I become unwell, I'll warn him. I'll be like, it's happening again.
No, that's not how it works either. You don't feel it coming on. Depression just, it doesn't. It literally, you'll be fine one day and the next day you'll just have this cloud, this oppressive feeling of doom, breathlessness, tight chest, sick in the stomach, achy bones, achy muscles, achy limbs, crying for no reason or every reason. And you just cannot do anything. It's not like that at all. It's like, I don't even think she's ever had depression. She's just tired all the time.
I just need a couple days or a few days.
She just wants to be an excuse to be lazy for a couple of days. That's what it is. She's just lazy. Or she just gets worn out. Like, she'll do everything that she needs to do for a couple of days. She's like, fuck this. This is exhausting. I have a very limited energy source, and I need a break. I've done washing up 3 days in a row. I've cooked 3 days in a row. I've swept the floors. I can't do this. I can't do this for another day. I'm going to have to take a couple of days off, and then we'll start again. She's exhausted. She's not depressed.
The thing is the cure for this unbearable feeling of inertia, of apathy, of just feeling like you can't move. Because I notice when I start my day...
Oh, don't you dare. Do not do it. If you... If you sit there and try and talk about the benefits of movement when you literally will do an entire live stream laying flat on your back, and you think 20 minutes on a treadmill is a workout, if you sit there out of that face and say movement is the key and the cure, I'm going to lose it. My head, the top of my head is literally going to pop off and steams are going to rise out. Oh my... Then Foodie, why aren't you on the treadmill more? Why don't you do more than 20 minutes a day? Why don't you make it the first priority and the only priority? If it is the cure for depression, why are you not doing it every single day? God, she's full of shit. It isn't the cure for depression. It is not the cure for depression. It is part of the process of helping reduce depression. It is part of the magic. It is one way you can start helping yourself get out of depression, is to get up and move your body. It's accomplishing something. It's moving your muscles, moving your blood, getting good chemicals flowing through your body, helping your muscles to grow, ligaments to strengthen, bones to get thicker. It's so beneficial. But it is not the cure for depression. It's part of it. She is a fucking clown.
10, 15, 20 minutes on the treadmill, I have so much more energy, and I just feel mentally well.
You were just saying the other day you don't have the motivation to do it. Isn't it curing your depression motivation enough, or is that your mindset going to change tomorrow?
It's just so hard sometimes. So if you're struggling with something similar, what I'm going through, I hear you. And I sympathize. This is really good. I hope I don't get sick though. So I just wanted to show you guys,
life's a game of roulette. The kitchen shouldn't be a game of roulette, but let's play. Spin. Bet on red or bet on black. It's either going to be runny bum or totally fine. Let's just risk it. Why not? Woohoo, shits and gigs. Literally shits and gigs.
What I struggle with and what my kitchen can get, that's pretty bad. That's the worst of the worst. When it gets
Chantal, we've seen your entire villa. That kitchen looked a lot like the old kitchen in the villa. We've seen your lounge room. We've seen your bedroom. We've seen Pete's room. You used to live in filth. It's so very normal for you. We're not stunned. We are not shocked that it looked like that. Nobody is surprised. Nobody's sitting back going, oh my God, I honestly thought she was a total neat freak. The amount that she talks about how much she cleans and being a trad wife and everything, I would have totally expected it to be spick and span and shining and gleaming and bling. No, everybody's like, yeah, totally moldy blue pot moment. I mean, yeah, nobody's surprised.
I'll just make something to eat. Won't bother to clean up after.
That's called laziness, not depression.
Yada yada.
Your whole life's a yada yada. Diabetes, yada yada. Cheating husband, yada yada. Fucked up lungs, yada yada. Shisha, yada yada.
And I do feel really guilty about it,
No, you don't. Not guilty enough. Not guilty enough to be like, nah, I shouldn't let my kitchen get like this. How am I going to prepare healthy meals tomorrow if my kitchen's still fucked up and looking disgusting? No, I'm just going to walk away, sit down, eat 5 bags of chips, watch some Jim Carrey, and then I'll leave it for 2 days, feel bad, make some content out of it, and pretend like I've done this massive trad wife renovation on my kitchen, and eat some rancid beef stew. That's what I'm going to do instead. I don't feel guilty enough in this moment to actually clean my kitchen. I'm just going to talk about feeling guilty about it.
But it's spotless from top to floor. I washed the floor twice.
You wouldn't have to wash it twice if you just mopped it every now and again. You wouldn't have to go extra hardcore cleaning if you just maintained it. It's actually less effort to maintain it than it is to do a big, massive, hardcore clean every so often. You are inefficient once again. Way to go, trad wife. As she cleans up a platter of rice and rancid beef stew.
It's, you know, hopefully going to stay that way.
It won't.
I always say that, but let's just hope.
She knows. She knows it won't. We know it won't.
So I just wanted to show you guys that. Have a bit of dinner with you. Have a bit of dinner with you and show you my recipe.
She calls this a bit of dinner. That was a man-sized meal. That was bigger than what most men could. Like, she's ridiculous.
I will post the recipe.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Or in the comments.
Nobody's making that.
Maybe as a pinned comment.
Are you gonna label it the rancid beef stew? Chantal's rancid beef stew. That's what that should be in your. If you're gonna write a recipe book, make sure you call it the rancid beef stew, because that's what we're gonna always remember it as. Off beef.
It's like the recipe that I used.
Nobody wants it.
Man.
Nah.
It is very, very tasty.
You'd eat garbage out the bin.
It would be such a shame to waste it, you know? Like, I let it
simmer. No, it's not a shame. It would be a safety risk to eat it. It's not a shame. It's off food. It's food. Would it be a shame to throw away an off carton of milk? No. Would it be a shame to throw away mouldy cheese? No. You put it in the bin because it's not supposed to go in the body. That's why. Jeez.
For a long time, I roasted tomatoes just to make this. I blended vegetables. Like, I just...
Oh my God. This is how she thinks about Sawa. I've invested so much time. It's going to be a lot of effort to move out. I'm going to have to save up somehow to try and get an airline ticket. Yeah, he's got a mangled mound of meat between his legs. But, I mean, I can call him mine. Yeah, he's boring and annoying and Crazy Frog sucks. But, you know, I'm here. Might as well hang around. It's the same philosophy. It's a shame to throw the man away even though he's rancid. It's the same thinking as the rancid meat stew. I understand it now, Chantal. I understand now. It's okay, hun. I get it.
Like, I put a lot, enough work into it. It's not like I just threw something in the air fryer.
But it's off!
But I was careless and I fell asleep, And, yeah, but this rice also, oh my gosh, I gotta put my rice recipe.
Nobody wants your dumb
delish.
recipes.
So, anyway, I just want to thank you guys very much
for your money,
for watching me. And yeah, if you guys like cleaning videos, I don't really like to clean.
Talking about how she's going to start doing cleaning videos. Cleaning. Okay, go for it, Chantal. Sounds like a plan. Just don't let the depression get in the way.
The job, it gets hot, but I can do some, and I can also, especially like before and afters, like my house before I clean, after kind of thing. I love watching those things. And the problem is, like, there's a lot of, like, on TikTok especially, there's a lot of clean talks, and people just, their house is perfect, and they have an organizer for everything. They have all these gadgets, organization.
Chantal, get off TikTok. Just stop. It's setting up expectations that you just will never, ever, ever be able to meet. None of us can probably meet those. They've got tons of views, tons of money, more time than they need. It's all filmed. It's all faked. All that cleaning, over cleaning stuff is absolute bullshit. They do not do that stuff every day. They literally set that entire space up for that. They put dirt in the drawers just so they can vacuum it up. You are being tricked, lady. Stop it. Get off TikTok. Ban it. Banned.
Gadgets, and these people, I don't know. I don't think it's the norm. I think, you know,
It isn't.
most people don't live that way. And it kind of makes you feel kind of ashamed of how you take care of your own home. You know, I mean, I let my kitchen get pretty bad, so I understand that, being ashamed of that. But, you know, not having an organized...
I can guarantee you she's not ashamed enough that she'll never let it get like that again. I bet you any money next week it'll be in the exact same state and we should be ordering food in again.
Or for your cheese strings in your fridge and stuff like that, like whatever. I can't. But yeah, anyway, so, but when I see homes that are like really filthy, especially hoarding, it, you know, motivates me to clean. And so yeah.
Does it take you back to when you're living in the villa and you had Box Mountain? Or does it take you back to when you were throwing the food on the floor for BBJ? Or does it take you back to the moldy blue pot, or when you paid a man $500 to come and cut down your mountain of boxes? Does it take you back to the villa? I bet it does. And the cat shit on the stairs and the cat vomit. Does it take you back to that? Yeah, bad memories. Seems like you, and the flies followed you from the villa too, didn't they? You brought them with you. But anyway, I feel like she's going to end the video soon. So let's see if she says anything amazing at the very end.
There goes my alarm to take my
Medicines.
second metformin today.
Yay.
Right after eating. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the future. Bye.
Bye. So that was Chantal's rancid beef stew video. I wouldn't have eaten it. I would have thrown it straight in the bin. Garbage. I would never have taken the chance. I would have been bummed out that I'd wasted the beef, especially if it was tasty, but there's no chance, absolutely none whatsoever, that I would have eaten that beef. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you were impressed by Chantal's magical escape from Depressionville into trad wife aesthetics. Let me know what your favorite part of the video was, and like the video while you're here, why not? I mean, whatever. And subscribe to me if you would like to. All right, I'll see you in the very next video.